Hi, I'm Hugh McKenna from Asgard Athletics. This week we're going to be going over some Kimura defenses. The first defense that we're going to go over is the Re-Kimura. This is a great option, especially if you're in like a half guard or side mount type situation and you're able to come over the top and grab your own hand and pull it up like you're flexing your bicep. The second defense that we're going to do, I'm pretty sure that I invented it. Maybe someone else has done this before, but I've never actually seen anyone do it in competition or even in practice. The only people that I've ever seen do it are from Long Island MMA, and because I taught them the move. It's called the donut hole. So anytime you make a Kimura, you're making a loop. So if this hand is grabbing their wrist and my hand is grabbing my own wrist, I'm making this loop or a donut, right? So then I stick my other hand that's not being Kimura'd through the donut hole. And you'll see that in more detail later. This not only prevents the Kimura from being cranked behind you, but it also allows you to widen your elbows and strip their grips. Going over various different Kimuras this month, and now we're going to make all that knowledge useless and teach you how to defend a Kimura. Okay, so I'm going to show you like a basic Re-Kimura, and then I'm going to show you actually a move that I'm pretty sure I invented. I've never seen anyone else do it. I mean, everyone in the gym does it now because I showed them, but I've never seen anyone do this in competition. I call it the donut hole, and I haven't been Kimura'd since. So the first thing, let's say he gets a Kimura in half guard, right? He comes up. So the first thing I have to do is I have to protect my arm, right? If I let my arm get put behind me, I'm super weak, and there's no way I'm going to be able to defend. So first things first is I need to step up my leg, like shove my hand down into my inner thigh or grab it if I can. And then I'm going to basically do like a wrestling penetration step where I drive my knee to the floor and I put my weight up into his armpit. It makes it very difficult for him to extend my arm or have any sort of leverage on me. Now from here, I'm going to reach through and I'm going to grab my own hand. You can grab your wrist, you can grab like a monkey grip, you can grab like an outside edge of your hand grip, whatever is comfortable for you. But I'm going to be putting weight on him right here with my shoulder. I'm going to pull my arm up to the ceiling, and right about here is where I start separating. I come up. Now, if he doesn't let go, he's going to end up Kimura-ing himself, and he'll tap out. But everyone's going to let go because it hurts. So from here, the second his hands come apart, I'm going to grab his wrist. I'm going to slide my elbow behind his arm so that his elbow comes up in between, and I'm going to grab my own Kimura and then finish it from here. So he's got the Kimura, right? So first things first is I need to protect my hand. So I step up, grab my own thigh, drive my knee down to the floor, and come here. I put all my weight into his armpit. I reach through, I grab my own hand, and I start pulling it up towards my body. Once I can't pull it up anymore, I start pulling my whole body up. His hands separate. I grab his wrist, I bring my arm around, and I grab my own Kimura and finish him here. All right, so one more time. He grabs the Kimura, right? I protect my arm. I step up, I grab my thigh, and I drive down like a wrestling shot. Weight's on him. I grab my own wrist. I pull it up to my body, and I lift up. Once his hands separate, I grab his wrist, re-grab my own wrist and my own Kimura, and finish him here. Okay? You can go ahead. Any questions? All right, so this one's called the donut hole. This is the one I invented. So you're going to start off the same way, and you don't have to do this escape from just this Kimura. I'll show it from a couple different Kimuras, but he gets the Kimura. So first things first, again, right, have to protect the arm and stop him from cranking it, so I do this drive. Now, for whatever reason, like he's got my hand like pinned to my side or to my stomach, and I can't really get my hand out, or I'm afraid that if I start bringing my hand out, he's going to be able to rip it. He's like really strong. So I'm just holding onto my thigh for dear life. And you see this hole that we've created here? So just keep holding on. So you see how he has the Kimura and it makes like a circle around us? That's the donut. This is the donut hole, right? So I'm going to take my free arm and I'm going to shove it through the donut hole. Now I want to get elbow deep so that my elbow is on top of his forearm here. I don't want to be elbow on the crook of his elbow. That feels super strong, but it doesn't actually get his grip off. So I want to put my elbow here so that when I push down, it separates his two hands like this, okay? So I put my hand here, I find his thumb, and I put my elbow right there. Now from here, I'm gonna start pulling my elbow towards me like I'm Tiger Woods being like, yeah! So I'm gonna go in, and then I'm gonna start winging my elbow out. So watch what that does to his arm. I pull it in, and then I wing it out. You see how his hands are already starting to separate here? Then I'm gonna start pulling my own elbows apart, and then I'm going to wing around for a half Nelson, and I'm going to flatten him out. So he gets the Kimura, right? I drive, I protect my wrist. I get here. I go through the donut hole. I don't make this space here. I just want you to see what's happening here. I'm usually super tight to him still and shoving my hand through like this. But just so you can see, here's the circle, here's the donut. I shove my hand through the donut hole and I get my elbow on top of the wrist that's grabbing my wrist, okay? Then I get here, I start pulling my elbow in and out. So once I pin it to my body, I start pulling it out. His hands are already starting to separate. Then I start widening my elbows. Then I wing my hand out and I come to a half Nelson or a palm to back grip and I start flattening him out. Okay, so I'm here. He comes up, I step, protect my hand, right? I stay low, I shove my hand through. I get on top of the wrist that's grabbing my wrist. I pull my elbow in and out and then I separate his hands and then I come around and flatten him. Okay? So, come on top and do like a north-south Kimura. So let's say he gets the Kimura here. Switch your hands. All right, so he gets the Kimura here and he's trying to crank this around, right? Again, here's the donut hole. I'm gonna shove my arm through the donut hole. Now, since I'm on the bottom, I can get a little more leverage. So I get here and I use my elbow as a lever and I separate his hands like this. It's the same concept though, right? So I still just shove my other hand through here. So I protect my arm so he can't take it behind me. I go, there's a little creature here. I protect my arm so he can't take it behind me. Then I shove my arm through the donut hole, get elbow deep. I grab his either head or his shoulder, and I start using my arm as a lever, and I start widening my hands, and then I can start coming back in and defending there, okay? So it works from various different Kimuras. The only one it doesn't really work on is like if you're in full close guard, you can't really get your arm across there, okay? So those are two different Kimura defenses. That's the Re-Kimura and the donut hole defense. Let me know in the comments if these work out for you or if you have any questions about them specifically. If you could subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. That way you don't miss weekly videos coming out. And give this video a like. Any engagement is helpful. Thanks.